Hey everybody, Will Hamilton here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the Roger Federer-Joe-Wilfried Tsonga semifinal match at the Australian Open. Before we talk about this match, let me briefly touch upon the Federer-Davydenko quarterfinal match, because not only was it one of the most bizarre matches I've ever seen, but there were also some lessons from that match that I think apply to this match, this semifinal. And let's briefly talk through what exactly happened in that quarter. You had Davydenko come out on fire, won the first set 6-2, was running Federer all over the place. He was killing him. He was taking it to him. In the second set, Davydenko immediately got up a break. He was up 3-1, and Federer was serving, and Davydenko had some break opportunities. And they're in a baseline rally, and then Federer leaves the ball a little short. Davydenko moves into the court, has a backhand to win the point, but he dumps it in the net. And from that one miss, Federer ends up holding, and then he wins 12 games in a row on top of that. So he won 13 games straight, literally after that one miss that Davydenko had. So you had an amazing shift in momentum where literally nothing was going Federer's way, and Davydenko was playing out of his mind, to everything going Federer's way and the bottom falling out in terms of Davydenko's level. His game completely fell apart. So why did you have such a big turnaround, and what lesson can we take from that match? Well, early in the match, when Fed had zero momentum, despite this fact, Fed's mental state remained positive and his focus remained there. If you listen to his post-match interview, he said, well, early in the match, I was getting beat, but I was trying to weather the storm and wait for Davydenko's level to drop, because I knew over a 5-set match, I am mentally tougher than Davydenko, and I like my chances despite the fact that I'm not doing too well right now. I expect there to be a shift. So with that positive attitude, what you didn't have was a drop in Federer's performance. Because what you sometimes see is momentum goes against you, mental state suffers, focus suffers, and as a result, your performance suffers. And then it kind of starts becoming self-reinforcing. Then the momentum's even further against you, you get far behind, you lose. But that didn't happen, so when Federer had an opportunity to take control of the match, his performance was he was performing well. So he was in position to capitalize on those opportunities. Well, how about Davydenko? As soon as the momentum shifted against him, something happened here. Maybe his mental state got worse. He certainly lost focus, because you have to try hard at the pro level to lose 13 straight games. And obviously his performance suffered. So we can sort of juxtapose Federer versus Davydenko. Federer, no momentum, mental state focus still there, performance is going to be okay. Or you have Davydenko, momentum's against him, mental state suffers, focus suffers, performance suffers. So Federer is a rock mentally, Davydenko not so much. Well, how does this apply to tonight's match? Well, just like there's a question about Davydenko's mental state and how he reacts to shifts in momentum, that certainly also applies to Tsonga. Because Tsonga very much sometimes loses focus when the momentum's against him. And if we look at the Djokovic match, his quarterfinal, he won the first set in a close breaker, lost the second set in a close breaker. And after losing that second set, he lost the third set 6-1. So the focus wasn't quite there. He came unraveled a little bit. So he had that progression of momentum against him, mental state, focus suffers, performance drops a little bit. And then, of course, he came back and won that match when Djokovic started dry heaving and obviously was sick, and then the momentum's back in Tsonga's favor. But Tsonga didn't do anything in terms of his performance to change that momentum. It was more on Djokovic's side of the court. So what we're going to see in this match, in a semifinal, with pros this good, you're going to have swings in momentum. The momentum's going to be kind of like a squiggly line where this might be momentum for Federer, this is momentum for Tsonga, and so on. The momentum shifts over the course of a match. It ebbs and it flows. So the question is, when the momentum is against Tsonga, how is he going to react? Is he going to lose focus? Is his mental state? Is he going to get down on himself? And will that negatively impact his performance? Because we've seen that. So if that happens, Federer's got a fantastic shot at winning this match. Because when the momentum's against Federer, he's going to be just fine. He's going to figure out a way to shift things back in his favor. His performance isn't going to suffer. And in terms of the actual, what Tsonga needs to do to win this match, it's relatively simple in my view. He has to serve big, and he has to hit his forehand big, shorten points, keep the ball away from his backhand, which is clearly his weaker side and a side that Federer is going to be able to exploit. So I don't think the tactics here are that complicated or that sophisticated. I think the main question is what's going to be the deal with Tsonga's mental state? Is he going to be able to remain focused over 5 sets and be able to execute at a high level? Because if this comes unraveled, then he's going to lose for sure. I mean, he's got no shot if he's not mentally focused the entire match. And again, history would suggest he's not always quite there in terms of being zeroed in at the task at hand. So I think that Federer is going to win this match in 4 sets. I think we're definitely going to see spurts where Tsonga is locked in and playing big. And we've seen that earlier in this tournament where he's hitting his serve big, hitting his forehand big. But then you also have situations where Tsonga against Almagro in the 4-set breaker of that match, he's going for second serve aces, trying to hit as hard as he can. And that's just not a very smart play from a tactical perspective. And you could see mentally, that he wasn't thinking straight. His focus wasn't quite there. You shouldn't be trying to blast a serve 130 plus in a huge moment like there when it's just not the highest percentage play. There's other things he could have done to have won that point. So I think Fed wins this match in 4 sets. Again, Tsonga's definitely going to have his opportunities, and he's got such a big game. He's such a talented player that he certainly has the game to give Federer a run for his money. But I think Federer pulls it out in 4 sets. If Federer gets down after seeing the Davydenko match, I have no question in my mind that he's going to be able to just wait it out and twist the momentum, shift the momentum back in his favor. And like we've been doing over the course of the entire tournament, we're giving away some free stuff. We're going to give away a $25 gift card courtesy of TennisExpress.com to the person who can best predict the score of this match. So please rate this video, subscribe to our channel, then post your prediction in the comments below. You have up until when this match starts to make your prediction, so good luck. Want to know the secret to Roger Federer's forehand? Click the link in the description and sign up for our 100% free course.